dealing with fatty liver disease in my yellow-naped Amazon, Lorenza. Hey guys, I'm Kaylin, the author of The Bliss and the new book, Get to Know African Gray and Cape Parrots, both available on Amazon.com, not this Amazon. If you are here to learn a little about fatty liver disease in parrots and be inspired, I have over 22 species of parrots to inspire you. They inspire me every day. Then you're in the right place. My mission is to increase your bliss, reduce the need for rescues because I think they're overwhelmed. If you have already met Lorenza and you're already subscribed, then thanks for hanging out. I love my fans almost as much as I love my parrots. I had someone ask me about fatty liver disease in their Amazon. They just adopted an Amazon and the Amazon has fatty liver. I have made 2 videos before. Oh, I hope that, yeah. I hope it's not on me. Hi Lorenza, hi. I have made 2 videos before. I'll put the links down in the description, but I wanted to make an update. If you will notice, Lorenza is looking exceedingly good. Her feathers are in pretty pristine shape. That dark spot right there is because she was playing with the water. She's doing pretty darn good. The last 2 days, her new thing is to go in the kitchen sink, and I don't know what she's doing. She tore apart one sponge. I don't know what she's doing. But she has energy. She's active. You could see her feathers look good. When I originally got her, she really looked kind of bloated, and it really takes developing some eye with parrots, and I think you have to really get to know the parrot. But when you do, sometimes you can see the difference between a parrot that's sleek and one that's more, either they have inflammation or they're fat. When they have fat and we're looking, I know, sweetie. Thank you for being my little guinea pig today. When we're looking at their underside, which you could see there, it'll carry a load or not. You could see that Lorenza was pretty sleek, and I'm not going to try to show that to you again. So, in other words, she's not carrying a lot of fat. She's just doing so much better. It has been years for her, and it seems like, you know, sometimes she ebbs and flows. Sometimes we're like, oh, she doesn't seem like she's doing as well, but then she picks back up. And overall, she seems like she's doing well. Lately, almost maybe even a little better. I feel like she's had a little more energy. Like I said, she started playing in the sink, and her feathers just look fantastic. Feathers are a really good way to monitor your parrot's health because they can show you a lot of what's going on. For example, ever so quickly, Blue, when he was surrendered to us, he was plucking his chest. You could see his chest is fully feathered now. And everyone commented a few days in that his feathers looked better. They're more blue, they're shaped correctly. You know, they're present, they're not, you know, they look like perfect feathers kind of thing. Poor feathers will look kind of dried out, tired, kind of like the way dry hair can get. That comes from my parrots pulling, you know, they get on my baby Peepa gets on my head and she pulls out the curls. But those are some indicators that there may be something going on, and that was an indicator with Lorenza. Her feathers weren't that great. Our avian vet is the one who diagnosed Lorenza's having fatty liver, although it is not 100% technical because there was no liver biopsy. No point in doing something invasive, especially because, frankly, my avian vet didn't think that Lorenza was going to ever see her again. She didn't think she would make it. So not only has she made it, but it's been several years. I attribute this to a 100% diet change. Lorenza is not allowed to have seeds. If she gets to one by accident sometimes, life isn't perfect and one isn't gonna stress me out. However, it's really interesting. Pellets, you know, some people really like pellets, some people don't like pellets, and they don't like pellets because they are not fresh, and a lot of the times the main ingredients are like corn and soy. I am not a big like proponent of pellets, but then again, pellets saved her life. So I'm kind of changing, or I have changed my mind, kind of going, pellets can't be that bad if they saved this bird's life. She went on a pelleted diet, and I also gave her whatever fresh vegetables she would take. Initially, it's like you would lay fresh vegetables before her, and just like me acting like I can't see them, that's exactly what she did. Now she's looking. She ignored, denied the existence of any green foods. She would not look at them, she would not eat them. But I could get her to eat scrambled eggs. Generally, there's something you can find that your parrot will eat, would like. Our avian veterinarian prescribed a mix of omegas, omega-3s and 6s, that is a natural, it's naturally perfect, a perfect balance in hemp oil. And so she does get some hemp oil in her diet. Our vet gave her, was it milk thistle, which she avoided like she was going to kill someone if I tried to give it to her, and the someone was me. So basically, I changed Lorenza's diet on pellets, on any eggs I could get her to eat, and then, you know, little by little, she started to eat some other vegetables, and it took time. When we say little by little, we're not talking about by nighttime today. We're talking half a year. And what happens is they start to eat, like they'll eat one thing. Maybe they'll start to do carrots, because carrots are a nice color. Parrots like colorful yellow and orange kind of colors, or red, you know, so they'll start to do that. And then, you know, they kind of get in the habit of eating something like the carrots, and then like maybe they'll start to try a pea, and they'll work their way up. So it might have taken months for her to start to eat some vegetables, but like I don't know if she'd eat broccoli for me yet, kind of thing. So it really takes a long time to change that diet, because it's a chemical change that you're trying to produce. And that chemical change is one in which, like, that the body is responding to, because when there's an addiction to seeds, that's all the body wants, and it just doesn't register anything else. There, you know, and it's called being stubborn. It's both. And if a parrot's really, really hungry, maybe they'll eat it, kind of thing. But starving your parrot, trying to force them to eat healthy things, is not going to be healthy either. If I got lucky because Lorenza would eat the pellets. If your parrot is not eating the pellets, try to mix the pellets in with some seeds, and try to give them less and less seeds. For me, the most important thing was onboarding her, which is what I call it when I get a new parrot in my house. And that means that there is a certain amount of stress that comes with a new environment, with new people, a new cage, a new life. On top of that, there's another level of stress that happens at a biological level when there's a new culture, a new bacteria that are introduced, because every home is going to have a different set of bacteria. So there's a lot of stress that is undergone physically and emotionally, mentally probably too, for a parrot. So I wanted Lorenza to get through that, and then I was lucky she took the pellets. And then once you feel like your parrot is stable, they're adjusted to their home, there's nothing stressing them out, kind of thing, as far as anything external goes, then you can try to push more of the diet. When you see that they're already eating well, then you can push the diet. Diet makes all the difference. This bird, I think she's like regained 10 years of her life. She looks 10 years younger than she used to look. So diet is really important, and if you have a bird with fatty liver disease, if it's not too far gone, then the liver has the ability to heal itself. So if you can get them to come around and start to pick up some good eating habits, you can eventually switch them over and heal them at least somewhat, and prolong their life. I did scrambled eggs because not only did she like them, but scrambled eggs are a complete food. They're the only thing I know of that has everything that your body needs except vitamin C, and so I feel like the same is true for her. Actually, that is what breeders give their parents to feed the babies, or what they feed their babies. They call it egg food, and one of the things egg food has in it is egg. So, you know, most people like eggs. They tend to taste, I guess, palatable or yummy. Like, I like eggs too. Most of my parrots tend to like eggs, so that may be something that works for you. If you look at this beak, versus, you know, we can eat a handful, or I don't know if it's 2 handfuls or 1 handful. That's like the size of my bird. So you could see that if I was going to give her the equivalent of my handful, maybe it's a couple beakfuls. So I always gave her 3, 4, 5 bites of eggs, you know, some days less, some days more, kind of thing. It just sort of depends. But you don't want to give your bird a whole egg. That might be too much. So I did that on a semi-regular basis, and that's a part of, I feel like, what helped transition Lorenza. If your parrot is suffering from fatty liver disease, or if you want to make sure, especially a bird like an Amazon that is prone to being overweight, Amazons, Quakers, cockatoos, they can be very prone to being overweight, then work with them, see what they like in their diet, and give them that until they transition for you, so that you can have a nice, happy, healthy parrot. If you want to join my YouTube group, please be sure to visit parrotbliss.com. Right in the front at the top, there's a link to the groups. If you want some awesome Valentine's Day merch, make sure to visit shop.parrotbliss.com, and I will catch you in the next feathered video to help inspire you to keep your parrot happy and healthy.